Yes or no, did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
Whoever puts their hand on the Bible on January 20th every 4 years is the winner.
Okay, but respectfully, you did not clearly answer that question. And if you can't give a yes or no on whether or not Trump lost, then how can...
Of course he lost.
Trump lost the 2020 election.
Of course. Okay. Joe Biden's the president. But the issue is, I think, what people in the media and elsewhere, they want to act like somehow this was just like the perfect election.
After 6 long months campaigning for president while avoiding the question, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis finally says Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. And there go Ron's last MAGA voters. Donald Trump's third indictment, this time for trying to overthrow the 2020 election, has Republicans tying themselves in knots to avoid saying the plain truth. And some people are taking that to a greater extreme than others. Take Fox News host Julie Banderas, who went as far as saying that actually hatching a scheme to overthrow an election isn't really even a crime.
I want to talk about Trump's alleged crimes for a second. He hasn't been indicted with incitement. We know that, right? So it's not a crime to tell lies. Being a narcissist isn't a crime. Hatching schemes to stay in office is not a crime. And claiming you won an election that you know you lost is not a crime. With all of that said, how do you see this playing out in Georgia?
Yeah, well, first, I think an indictment in Georgia is a virtual certainty. Look, Fani Willis has made no secret for months and months and months.
Hang on, let me wade through this field of straw men Julie just set up, because you know what? Special counsel Jack Smith actually agrees with her. It is absolutely not a crime to say the 2020 election was a fraud. And as Smith says in Trump's indictment, Trump is even free to sue over the claim that the election was fake, something he did over 60 times. Trump's words aren't the legal issue here. It's what Trump did after speaking that makes it a crime, mainly organizing co-conspirators to try and pass off fake electors as real ones. Republicans really want to make Trump's case a fight about the First Amendment, but Jack Smith has taken great pains to make sure his case doesn't depend on Donald Trump's words. Instead, he's built a case based on incredibly public, incredibly loud criminal actions.
The problem with the free speech argument is, look, Donald Trump wouldn't be under indictment if he had had 50 or 100 or 1,000 rallies where he simply said, falsely by the way, that the election was stolen or that there was widespread fraud, even though there's no evidence of that. He wouldn't be under indictment if he had just done that. Where they crossed the line was when they had these fake electors gather in state capitals after the secretaries of state and the governors had signed certifications that Biden had won the state.
Guys, when Fox News says Jack Smith has a good case, that's probably not great news for Donald Trump. Now, there are other Republicans who are saying what Trump did isn't a crime because his coup ultimately failed, which is a lot like saying a suicide bomber didn't do anything wrong because his vest didn't actually explode. But that might be a bit too advanced of an analogy for Fox audiences. So try this one.
If I can make an analogy, Trey, I can come on your show and say, I'm the real Trey Gowdy. I can run around the streets of New York or South Carolina and say, I'm the real Trey Gowdy. But if I go home and I print out a fake driver's license or a fake birth certificate, and I walk into your bank and I say, I'm Trey Gowdy and I'm here to take out all my money, then I've crossed the line into fraud, into forgery, into maybe an attempted grand larceny. I don't think there was a good faith basis for electors to sign fake certificates or false certificates saying that they were duly elected and duly certified. And I don't think there's a good faith basis for saying to Mike Pence, you should take those certificates rather than the real ones.
It's just that simple, folks. The moment that crime happened is the moment Donald Trump and his 6 co-conspirators moved from words to actually trying to change the outcome of a free and fair election. After years of investigation and slow walking, we're finally seeing the Justice Department hold Donald Trump accountable for his intentional and direct effort to remain in power. No wonder Republicans are shaking. With Trump unable to wiggle away by cutting a deal, he'll be forced to come up with an actual defense for his well-documented attempt to overthrow the government. He'll need to do a lot better than claiming he was just in a bad mood on January 6th. But there's more craziness ahead. Take a look at this video of a Denver woman who put on blackface to harass some innocent Target employees.
Please understand, I'm not crazy.
Remember to subscribe to my new solo YouTube channel, The Third Degree with Max Burns, and as always, leave a comment below so you can let me know what I should cover next.